GM everyone. Hello and welcome to another Developer Skills. Today we will be having a presentation about dev.fun. I'm not sure if you have heard of it or about it, but we will get a deep dive into it. So what it is about, you will get a how-to guide and how to get involved with hackathons, app jams, and so whatsoever. So without further ado, I will introduce you one of the three founders. So we are very happy to have him here. Let's welcome Robi to the stage.
Hi everyone, nice to meet you. I can't see how many people have already joined so far, but I'm glad to have all of you guys here. Awesome that I have this opportunity to share. A little bit about dev.fun. Explain to you guys how it works. I'm sure not all of you have probably heard about dev.fun. There might be a couple of you that have. Um, yeah, I think just as the structure for today, I'll just run you through dev.fun, kind of show you what people have built with it so far, what cool things you guys can build with it. We'll just run you through it briefly, and then I'll go ahead and show you guys how you guys can get involved, what you guys can go ahead and participate in. There's a bunch of cool things that we've been organizing over the past months, I guess I can probably just go ahead and start with like a little bit of an intro on dev.fun, how it basically came about, like my little personal founder journey, and go start off with that. Does that sound good, Mike?
That sounds great. And maybe for the audience, for those of you who joined us on X or YouTube, you can type whatever you like in the chat. And if you have questions, we will try to answer them as we go. So feel free to just write down whatever you like. And also just maybe some quick words before we start. I think dev.fun is also very nice for people who are currently joining our big hackathon. I guess you can also create like your projects, not only for hackathon, but also on dev.fun. But yeah, I think Robi will tell you more about this. So yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, sounds good. I guess the first kind of thing that's probably the most important thing for me to share with you guys is what dev.fun actually is. So basically what dev.fun allows you to do, it allows you to build apps and games linked to pump fun coins simply through prompting. So there's little to no coding experience that you really need. And you can just go ahead and build whatever you really want. Link it to either a coin that you create yourself or a coin that you just kind of want to support, or just some random coin that you don't really care for. It's really up to you. And build any sort of app or any sort of game that you really want to go ahead and build. We've seen a bunch of cool apps built over the past kind of like months, we'll go for them in a later stage. A little bit more background on dev.fun. We launched around 2-3 months ago. We launched just with the expectation to go ahead and just try it out, like see what the kind of how the market kind of reacts to it. We're pretty surprised to see like this positive reaction towards what we're really building. And since we launched, around 12,000 apps have actually been built on dev.fun, which is pretty exciting. We just reached like the 10,000 app mark 1 or 2 weeks ago, which was super exciting. We've hosted a bunch of different like hackathon type events with Chill Guy, with Fantasy Top, Hollow World AI, and most recently with the Solana Foundation, also in collaboration with Super Team Germany, which was pretty exciting to see. It was a pretty awesome hackathon to be a part of. Just for my personal crypto journey, I guess. I started crypto in 2021. Basically just got rugged on things like Cardano and all that sort of stuff. That was basically my kind of first experience with crypto. That didn't kind of discourage me from this kind of industry. I always kind of liked the attitude that was present here, and I always kind of knew that this was something I kind of wanted to go ahead and pursue. And then around this cycle, I met my two co-founders, which kind of needed some sort of a VD marketing community type of person, where I slotted in, that's basically how I came about and joined the dev.fun team a couple of months prior to the launch. before that, I mean, this cycle I've been doing a lot of things that you guys have probably been doing. I'm doing a lot of trenching, been pretty active on Twitter, and yeah, just trading my way about. Sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully, but anyways, I just kind of got like a feeling for like this culture that exists in Web3, which I think is pretty important to have. And yeah, that's basically how I kind of got connected with my founders, co-founders, and yeah, then we launched dev.fun somewhere around February. And a pretty like skimmed down version, as I mentioned, just really try to get out dev.fun to market and kind of just see the reaction to it. And yeah, we were pretty overwhelmed with the reaction. We're pretty excited to see how people kind of respond to it. And yeah, I guess that kind of answers a little bit about like my background, a little bit of the background on dev.fun. And yeah, besides that, I guess I can just basically show it to you guys. I'll go ahead and present my screen with you. And yeah, just share it with you real quick.
So would you say you got this opportunity to build dev.fun from like your social media presence, or was it more of like the things you've done?
Yeah, just by being kind of connected, by yeah, being kind of like tapped into like this entire Twitter space. I mean, how like people love like to kind of connect each other in Web3. I think it's as easy as ever as in any other industry to kind of get connected. People constantly pull groups and yeah, just constantly talk to each other. And I think that's like a really effective way to also just expand your own personal network. Because what I've seen a lot in Web3 is that even the biggest accounts, even if you shoot them a DM, they not all of them answer, but you usually have a pretty decent hit rate. And it is pretty easy to kind of get connected in Web3, even though it is super anonymous and whatnot. Like people love to chat, people love to talk, especially about things that interest them themselves. And yeah, it was just kind of being active in Twitter, active on different Telegram groups, and that's basically how we all got connected. But yeah, I'll just go ahead and share my screen. I don't know if you can see it here.
Yeah, I can add for sure.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
awesome.
nice to hear that you mentioned it, because we also 2 weeks ago just had Noe from the Talent Layer, and he was presenting also how important it is specifically in Web3 to be connected rather than just like work on your own stuff and don't dive deeper into communities, because at the end of the day we are all about communities. And I think specifically in Solana, it's very community centric. So yeah, also here you go, guys. You hear it from one of the founders of dev.fun. Just get out there. Yeah, try to find like your place in through all the stuff that's happening, and yeah, maybe you will be a founder yourself in the future.
No, for sure. I think that's something really important. Like people love to talk to each other in Web3, and they're very open to it. So especially if you go ahead and like, I don't know, talk to you can literally DM anybody and you will have a decent chance of them responding, which you won't have in other spaces. Like, I know, go ahead and try to DM a CEO on LinkedIn. Like the likelihood that they'll respond is like 0.01%. But if you do the same thing on Twitter and you actually have something engaging to like talk to them about, typically you'll find that these people actually will go ahead and talk to you. So I think you shouldn't really be discouraged, because like, what does it cost you to just send out like a small DM on Twitter? Just go ahead and try to talk to people, get connected, and sooner or later you will actually find that yeah, people love to get connected, and it's super easy, especially when you want to talk to customers or talk to potential customers or potential target audience. Like, it's all on CT, and I think Alon mentioned this in one of his podcasts recently. Like not recently, but like around a year ago, he mentioned that one of the best crypto products out there is actually crypto Twitter. Which was super interesting to hear. But it is pretty cool, because what crypto Twitter really is, it is really like a space where you'll have your target audience, you'll have all the people that you might need to hire, you have everybody that you kind of need to make your business successful or make yourself successful in the space, and they're not very far away. They're literally a DM away. So it is a super exciting kind of like tool to take advantage of. But yeah, without me yapping too much about all of this sort of stuff, let me go ahead and share dev.fun with you guys. But yeah, I guess am I sharing my screen right now? Is it visible?
Yeah, we see it.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Yeah, so basically, this is basically like the dev.fun landing page. Like, the idea behind dev.fun was similarly like what like Pump Fund does for tokens. So the same way like Pump Fund like drastically reduced the barrier to entry for token creation and really like democratize that entire process. The same thing was like the intention behind dev.fun. We really wanted to allow like democratize this process in the same way and drastically reduce the barrier to entry for like this app and game creation, and really allow anybody with or without technical experience to build whatever they really wanted to. So yeah, the landing page might look a little bit familiar. That is intentional. You will go ahead and you will be able to scroll through all of the different apps here. You can see on the top left around 12,000 apps have been built so far. You'll be able to click through all of them. I'll show you some in a bit. But yeah, basically it is super simple. You can literally build anything from apps to games to tools. As I said, I'll go through them in a second, but you can build something like, I don't know, like build me a landing page for my coin super team. I don't know, this could be whatever, but yeah, this is like just a basic prompt that you guys can kind of use. So you'll be able to go in and it will go ahead, analyze your prompt for you, and it will go ahead and yeah, lay out all of the instructions, and then it will go ahead and build the code for you. This might take some time. I've yeah, gone ahead and kind of gone on the next step, but basically it will go ahead and will build this kind of code for you, and then you can make changes to that code through prompting in this section right here. So you'll be able to say, okay, now add this feature or add that feature, or make this look this way or this look that way. So you may be able to make changes to your apps using this kind of prompt section here. But as this kind of code gets generated, this might take a little bit of time, but I've already kind of like completed that process and moved on to this part. So this like is the same thing that I've done here. I've told the app to build me a landing page for my coin. This process doesn't take very long. It takes around like 5 minutes, but sometimes maybe less, sometimes maybe 1 or 2 minutes, but I'm just going to try and speed this up. So yeah, it will go ahead and it will build that app for you. You'll see it here on the right. And you can actually go ahead and try this app out. You can click on this button right here, and this will bring you to your app. So this is one prompt, and through one prompt, it has been building me like an entire landing page for this coin called Cosmo. It's given me the market cap, the price, and a bunch of different things. You can go ahead, you can click through the tokenomics, click through the roadmap, all that sort of stuff, and you can go ahead and you can buy it somewhere and yeah, read the white paper, all that sort of stuff. And you can actually go ahead and make changes to this kind of app, to this kind of web page, simply through prompting these changes into existence using this tool, using it right here. So I could go ahead and describe some of these changes, make these changes, and as soon as you're kind of ready to do this and ready to like actually launch your app, you can actually click on keep building. And then you'll be able to actually ship your app. What you will have to do as of now is actually connect your app to some sort of a token. This token can be anything from a token that you launch yourself that is kind of connected to this app to a token that already exists. It does have to be a Pump Fund token, but it can really be any token that you kind of want to add. A lot of people say, okay, I don't really want to add a token, so they will just go ahead and connect it to like one of the like recommended basic tokens on dev.fun, such as Biddle. Biddle is like the community DAO on dev.fun. They support a bunch of different projects and yeah, are really active in the community. They have around 1,200 apps built around their token as of now. So a lot of app developers that are not really sure what token to like add their app to will just go for Biddle typically. And yeah, that's basically how the process kind of looks like. It is super simple. That's kind of basically how it is intended. And yeah, I can just prompt all you guys to go ahead and check it out. There is a couple really cool apps that have been kind of built around this so far, a bunch of apps that have gone pretty viral as well. One of them that just now went pretty viral, or like not pretty viral, but just recently was built. I think yesterday was an app called dev.fun check. So this is basically a tool that updates you on the most recent deck screener updates. So for all of the traders out there, this might be like a pretty interesting tool. So it will just refresh every time a new coin updates their deck screener, or actually goes ahead and buys a boost on deck screener. And I was talking to the actual creator behind this app today, and he said that he was basically just sitting on this web page the whole day, and just checking out like all of these different tokens that were built on that were updating the deck skinner, and he was basically trading it based on this kind of web app, and he was up like, I don't know, he said like 17 SOL or something on the day just by going ahead and checking all of these different tokens out. So this app is one example of an app with some real use case behind it. And another one that was pretty interesting is this app called Fantardio.io. And some of you guys might be familiar with Fantasy Top. They are also a Web3 app that is pretty popular, where you can bet on different X creators and calls. Anyways, so this is basically an app that gives you all the necessary information to like trade these different calls and traders. So it will give you fact sheets. It will give you all of the sort of information that you will need to basically trade these cards. And this app has been pretty popular as well. And besides these like tools that people build, we've actually seen a bunch of, okay, this has like been completed now. So you can see it here. I can just go ahead and check it out. Yeah, this is what the first prompt kind of went ahead and built. This might take some time to open. Okay, anyways, yeah, you'll see the preview here. But yeah, some other apps that were kind of built around dev.fun or on dev.fun that were pretty interesting were a bunch of different games that people have built, and I'll get to that in a second as well. But yeah, people are building all sorts of cool stuff, from tools to games to any sort of thing that they can really imagine. So the real idea behind dev.fun is that you go ahead, you try it out, and yeah, you just see what kind of sticks. I think that's a really important process in anybody's kind of founder journey or building journey. Like, what you really want to do is iterate as quickly as possible, get people's feedback as quickly as possible, and yeah, just go and run with whatever you feel like actually has some merit. And this is what kind of dev.fun allows you to do. It allows you to build an app super quickly, connect it to a token, which instantly allows you to kind of gauge like the attention around it and like the actual hype that it can kind of create. And yeah, that's basically like the idea behind dev.fun, that you build quickly, iterate quickly. As soon as you realize that something sticks and something is kind of cool and worth it, you actually go ahead and run with it, and you expand on it, you build on it. And that's like the idea behind it. And yeah, I guess that's like a little bit of an intro and like how-to guide onto dev.fun. I hope that was as clear as it can be. And yeah, besides that, we have a bunch of different opportunities for you guys to kind of get involved in this kind of ecosystem and in our community. So what we love doing is actually host a bunch of these like vibe jams. So they're basically like mini hackathons where developers compete to build dev.fun apps in certain categories. So the most recent one we just hosted was actually in collaboration with the Solana Foundation, where we distributed a total of $10,000 in prizes. And basically, like the task was for devs on dev.fun to build games using dev.fun, which was really, really cool to see. There was a bunch of really great submissions. I can go ahead and share like the winners of this competition later on in the chat, and I can also share all the honorable mentions with you guys. So there's some really exciting stuff that was built here. So I know I can go ahead and share some with you later as well if you guys are interested in doing so, looking at that. But yeah, we constantly host these types of events. So this was like the biggest, most recent one that we kind of hosted. We've previously hosted some events with other communities like Chill Guy, Fantasy Top, Hollow World AI, so a bunch of different kind of like Web3 communities. And yeah, we actually have some bounties going on right now as well. We have this current bounty that was going on with Breakout. So we're hosting a sidetrack here where you can win $1,000 for building the best like dev.fun app. Or like the best app using dev.fun, which is pretty cool. So this is like a cash prize that you can win. And besides that, we're also currently hosting a weekly prompt jam with Super Team Nigeria. And yeah, you can win $100 every week, which isn't crazy substantial, but it is super, super simple to build any sort of app with dev.fun. It can literally take you 5 minutes. So whenever you kind of want to go ahead and build an app, you can literally just build it and just submit it here. gives you an opportunity to win from a prize pool of $100. Nothing too substantial, as I mentioned, but maybe a little bit of an incentive. And yeah, you can read it here, but you can build dev.fun app in specific categories. These categories will change and switch up every week. But this is just also another little bit of a bounty that you guys can look out for. There will be a bunch of bounties that are yet to come. We will go bigger and bigger and bigger, and there will be some really, really exciting opportunities for you guys to take advantage of. And yeah, I think that probably is most of the things that I kind of want to go ahead and talk about. I guess there will be a bunch of questions. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. And yeah, I guess I'll just stop sharing my screen from here. And yeah, feel free to go ahead and ask me any questions. Happy to answer whatever.
Yeah, thank you for the presentation so far, Robi. I think it was very insightful. Like, definitely, I guess most of the viewers who didn't hear about dev.fun, they know about pump.fun and like the layouts, which is like very familiar or should be.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got that same
Yeah.
thing.
So I guess anybody who's just joined, I can't see how many people are here at the moment, but yeah, dev.fun is trying to do the same thing that pump.fun is doing. Just as pump.fun, basically, we really drastically reduced the barrier to entry for app creation, token creation. We're trying to do the same thing for app creation. Really trying to allow anybody to create whatever app they kind of want to, whatever game they want to, with little to no coding experience. We've seen that most of the kind of like power users that we have are actually people that have some sort of a technical background, as like the best apps that we've seen so far. Like they involve integrations with certain APIs or certain like technical aspects that kind of really make these apps exciting. Like you guys probably use things like Lovable or I don't know, Replit, all these sort of things. And yeah, while somebody with no technical ability will be able to use these applications, somebody with like a basic understanding will definitely be able to use them a lot more effectively. But yeah, I guess that's dev.fun. I hope you guys will go ahead and try it out. Looking forward to seeing your guys' submissions to all of these different vibe jams, hackathons that we're kind of building or hosting. And yeah, happy for you to answer any questions. You can always feel free to shoot me a DM. I guess this is something I mentioned at the very start. I always look at my DMs, especially on X or on Telegram, wherever. Always happy to answer any questions. And also always happy to support. If you guys have a cool idea that you guys want to build with dev.fun, I'm always happy to connect you with like some of the top builders that are always open to kind of help new people out. We have a couple different chats with the certain top builders in the ecosystem, which I'm also happy to add some of you guys into. So yeah, there's just a bunch of different ways for you guys to get involved. And I guess the lowest and easiest way to do so is just by shooting me a DM on Twitter.
And just so we get that right, I will write your handle here. Is RXBI.
Yeah, XYZ.
Exactly. Okay.
Exactly.
So yeah, there's the ads for all of you who would want to DM him. And I think it's a great opportunity to have like one of the founders of this product to invite you to DM him personally. I mean, that's not an obvious thing I think one positive aspect of being part of the whole crypto space, that you can, as Robi said, just DM people or founders and talk to them.
Yeah, for sure.
And maybe about dev.fun, I would have some questions myself, because when the interface that we saw was like like an AI-based one where you prompt your thing and then you get code for it. But how can you like work on it outside the AI infrastructure? Like, can you download the code, like make stuff yourself, or how would the workflow look like?
So yeah, that is a pretty interesting question. Also, a question that we've kind of thought about a lot. To be honest, ultimately, we really want to allow people to build these sort of apps requiring little to no coding experience. So at the current moment, we haven't allowed people to manually edit this code, and that has a couple reasons. But one of the main reasons is that since we're working in the Web3 space, you can obviously build a lot of like malicious code into these applications. You can build drainers and all that sort of stuff that really nobody really wants on their PCs. So we really got to be careful with that. And since we have all of these applications that are being built right now, we can't really go ahead and spend all this manpower on moderation as of now, since we'd have to audit every single line of code, which can rack up if you have 12,000 apps built. So that is a feature that we are thinking about adding maybe in the future for certain selected builders or like verified builders, or we might even roll out some sort of like audit moderation feature where we kind of verify code or something similar. But at the moment, we are not allowing people to manually edit the code, just because there is some sort of like security risk involved, right? And we really want to safeguard like our users and the people that actually go ahead and try out these apps.
I see, but that's somewhat even more impressive. That it's like all the applications that you have shown are purely made with AI. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Which is pretty cool. Literally, like they're literally made for the use of the English language and nothing more, which is pretty cool. Like obviously, some people have been integrating like different APIs, like the deck screener tool that I went ahead and shared with you. Like that guy knows code and he knows how to do this sort of stuff. But yeah, he basically integrated the API through prompting, because it is a native API that we've already integrated. You can go ahead and build dev screener applications using dev.fun, and yeah, so yeah, it was all built using the English language, which some developers, that are pretty advanced and just want to go ahead and write their own code, might find a bit annoying, but that is something that we're kind of looking to cater to in future generations as well.
Yeah, like this was like one thing that when you were presenting from a developer's perspective, when you usually use AI and you have to integrate some APIs, then you somehow have to do it yourself all the time because there might some be API restrictions or you need some keys to handle everything. But yeah, looks great that you can just do it by sort of vibe coding in that sense.
Yeah, I mean, there's native APIs like deck screener, pump fun. We have some sort of native APIs, and there's other APIs that you can add yourself. But yeah, I just invite you guys to check it out, try it out, and yeah, just see what you guys can kind of go ahead and do with it. And we've really seen that this is like a pretty cool approach for like new builders to also go ahead and yeah, just make their own name, and make a name for themselves. Like this one app that I showed you, the deck screener API app. This guy, he's been a builder for dev.fun for like a couple like weeks or like a couple months now, and he's really been like become like a core part of this community and like really established a name for himself in the community, which is pretty cool. Just because he's been shipping apps super quickly and building things that people really like, and like these apps might not be like the next like pump.fun or like the next whatever massive applications, but there are so many little apps and games and whatever that might have a super niche audience, but that are still worth building, right? So there is a bunch of things out there that people still kind of want to use and build, and which might have some sort of a use case too. And yeah, I think it should be super encouraging to all of you guys that there is audiences out there that is super easy to reach them with Web3. And yeah, building these apps is as easy as ever now. So yeah, there's no more excuses. All of you guys have to get to building, but yeah, no. Yeah, it's just as easy as ever, and yeah, I just invite you guys to go ahead and try it out.
Yeah, sounds great. Like definitely a couple years ago, we didn't even have the first AI chats, and now we can see what you can do by just knowing the English language, which is fun to see.
Yeah, I mean, especially like for people that are not technical at all, but even for people that are technical, it makes the entire process a lot simpler, like a lot quicker, right? A lot simpler, and I think like anybody from a technical or non-technical background will probably appreciate these sort of products and tools.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, so we saw the stack that you've showed us today, and currently we have this huge breakout hackathon. Now, would you say that, or like how of an advantage would you say people would have, or like could they use even dev.fun to develop their whole project on it?
I think it depends on what you kind of want to build. There is certainly certain products that you definitely can't build on dev.fun. But we are adding a lot more sophistication to these apps. I think one thing that I kind of mentioned was when we kind of went ahead and relaunched dev.fun, we didn't launch it in a fully fledged version that we wanted to go ahead and have at the end of the day. We just wanted to kind of go ahead, try it out, and just kind of test our thesis, right? Test if this is something that people want. And I would encourage everybody that's building to kind of do this. Don't like over like analyze it. Don't like overthink it and add like a little gimmick there, a little gimmick there, a little feature here, a little feature there. Just go ahead and ship it, right? And get people's feedback on it. And then you will pretty quickly see if it's something that people actually like, or like an idea that people will go ahead and like. And then you can always iterate on it, right? Then you can get the first customer feedback on it and really make these changes that people actually want. Because before that, you're just basically basing it off of assumptions. And that's just kind of like a hit or miss, right? And yeah, so that's basically what you can do with dev.fun as well. Even if you're building like a super sophisticated app that you might not be able to build using dev.fun, you can like test the waters for like the idea using dev.fun. So you can build like a small little MVP for it. And kind of share it on X or among your Telegram groups or friends, and be like, "Yo, is this something that you kind of like? Is that something that you kind of fuck with? Would use all that sort of stuff?" And then you can just see and if people are interested in something like an idea like that, and then you can go ahead and build out like the fully fledged application with it. Or you can actually just use it end to end, right? You can actually go ahead and build an app with it. It just kind of depends on how sophisticated it's supposed to be. But yeah, at the moment, like the level of sophistication might still be like limited to some degree, but we're looking to add a lot more to it. Just because, yeah, we launched dev.fun in like a pretty skimmed down version to test the waters, but there is a lot of things that we kind of want to add. Currently, one thing that we aren't necessarily supporting at the moment is like anything smart contract related. So you won't be able to like build on Rust and whatnot using dev.fun. That is like the next big sprint that we have. That is something that we really want to go ahead and allow anybody to kind of do. But it is a pretty, it's a long process because obviously there's a lot of like security risks, audits, all that sort of stuff that is involved when you are going to go ahead and let anybody build smart contract code. So yeah, that might take a little bit more time, but it's something that we're looking to add. So if you're building some sort of like pure smart contract application, that dev.fun might not really be like the mode of choice for now. Might be in the future, or probably will be in the future. To be honest, I'll have to correct myself there. But yeah, there's going to be apps which you can use dev.fun for, and there will be apps that might not be suited, but I just encourage all of you guys, just check it out, see what you can do it with it, stress test it, take it to the limit. And if it breaks, go ahead and complain to us and send us an angry message. But no, go ahead, try it, test it, see what you can do with it. And if there is some sort of like headwinds that you kind of face, just go ahead and shoot me a message. I'm pretty responsive on X. My co-founder is as well. And we're, as I said, always happy to help you guys. And always happy to connect you with people that will be able to answer these questions or that you can even collaborate with. But yeah, I hope that was not a too convoluted answer, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now you made me want to do a quick demo there, just to showcase maybe some point or mess around with it. But yeah, great stuff. Definitely. I think some of the people from the audience who are trying to work on a hackathon, but are more of like a product side or more of a marketing person, but is looking for a developer who is non-existent, or maybe you cannot find anyone, you can just try it yourself. I mean, as you heard, it's you can just mess around with it, try to break it, and maybe you will.
And exactly, and especially for like non-technical people that are looking for like technical co-founders and whatnot. Obviously that's a big challenge, right? And it's a challenge that I faced myself. But ultimately, what you want to sell your technical co-founder on is like, can I sell a product, right? Can I promote it? Can I shill it? And this is something that you can do with dev.fun, right? You can build out a little tool and go ahead on X, share it, shill it, and then you have that sort of proof point and be like, yo, look, I built this app, I promoted it on my X, I got users for it. You should come and work with me, right? And that's a lot bigger proof point than just saying like, I can sell so well, right? So it's like you can use this tool for a bunch of different ways. You can just be creative with it. And yeah, you can use it as a proof point to kind of show that you're able to market and show something. You can use it to build your own product. There's a bunch of different ways to kind of go ahead and do so. Use dev.fun. And yeah, as I said, just encouraging everybody to go ahead and try it. And yeah, if you're looking for a co-founder, I think this is a great way to demonstrate to your co-founders, like, look, I'm able to do this sort of stuff.
Yeah, most definitely. Maybe from the perspective of like technical founders or just technical people in general who like are long in the game of just coding by hand and don't really or like aren't yet into AI coding in that sense. Like, would you yourself also be looking for any devs to work on AI? Like maybe there are some AI devs who are would like to help out or are interested in the product or of building it because of that you mentioned it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, always happy to talk to anybody that is interested. I mean, we get a bunch of requests as well. I'm always happy to chat to people. So yeah, if you're interested, if you think dev.fun is something that exciting to work on, yeah, just go ahead and send me your CV. Let's set up a call. Let's start chatting, and yeah, always happy to talk.
Yeah, it's easy like that. No need to go to some HR people and then first have like 5 different introductory meetings. But here you can talk to Robi. That's
for sure.
That's the flavor of the community, or like blockchain or Solana in general.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, that's perfect, man. I see we don't have like any further questions. Do you have maybe some alpha you can share with the community for those of you who are online right now? Is there anything?
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, I mean, just watch out for these like vibe jams. I think it's a super easy way to make some good money. Also, just to have some fun. I mean, we distributed like I think almost $50,000 in prizes since we launched, or that might be a bit of an overstatement to be honest, but we definitely came close. So it is a pretty easy way. You literally like have to go ahead and just write one English sentence and you're ready to submit. So it is a super easy way to kind of get involved with these hackathons. And yeah, I can just tell you, like, really look out for this next like update ahead. I think like being able to like launch things with smart contracts and all that sort of stuff is going to be super interesting. We'll open up the door pretty widely. And then yeah, we are looking to have another pretty big event fairly soon. So I think that's something that you guys would want to look out for as well. So yeah, I guess there's a little bit of alpha there, and yeah, I think the most amount of alpha that you probably will receive is if you go ahead, you join our communities, you join our Telegram groups, and yeah, if you're a super active member, we're always happy to add you into like the builders channel, which is like our most active top devs. And yeah, I think that's probably where you'll find the most alpha. But yeah, that's basically like my take on that.
Yeah, could you maybe, like you mentioned that there were like some huge hackathons before, also with us with Super Team Germany, that you can earn up to, like it was a 10K pool, right?
Yeah.
Have like the submissions ready to show us, just like a quick overview what is also possible that people could build and like what succeeds in the space.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for that hackathon, the 10K hackathon, we actually already announced the winners. I can just go ahead and share it with you. It's like, so that was like a gaming hackathon. I guess I'll just share them in the chat. Or how will I be able to share them?
Yeah, I mean, you can also, if it's possible for you to share the screen and then just go like very shortly.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah, sure.
What they built.
Yeah,
I think that would be nice for the audience. So in the future hackathons, they might already know in what direction the things are going.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just share that with you. Okay, so yeah, this is the vibe jam we hosted with the Solana Foundation. This is like the winner. Sorry, my bad. So there was a bunch of different like cool, like fun, gimmicky games that people actually went ahead and built. There's like a bunch of like honorable mentions that we had as well. So these are like the main ones. Like somebody built this app, which was pretty fun. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Yeah. So here you go. So it's basically like you have this little figure here that you can kind of go ahead and jump around with, and basically you can like construct some sort of like maze or like a little bit of a like a little bit of a game, and then you build like a jump. What was the name of it?
Jump.
People that used to play Minecraft used to jump and run or something, something
Ah,
like this. So you can build like a little bit of a track here, and then you can go ahead and yeah, place like the flagpole in the very end. Like I'm doing a bad job at this, but you can like basically like post a flagpole somewhere here. Like you can build it all the way up, and then you post like the flagpole, like the winning thing here, and then you can go ahead and jump on it, and then you won the game, and then you can build these like all tracks for people to try out, and then you can like I know do this like jump and run into the sky, and then that's like one of the little games that somebody built. This was a pretty cool game as well. Somebody built like some sort of a shooter. I hope this sound isn't too horrible, but yeah, you load in, and there's like a bunch of like people that come at you, and then I know you can go ahead and you can kill them and shoot them. That was like another pretty fun game, and then this was like a pretty simple one, but some one that was pretty exciting and fun. Like you could just swim around and I know shoot a bunch of people. I guess this is pretty cool as well. And then yeah, we have a bunch of like honorable mentions, so you can just go on our timeline, scroll back a couple like a week or two. This is posted on the 12th of April, and then just check out these different apps for inspiration. So these were all the games that were kind of built. This was pretty cool. And then somebody else built a pretty cool game as well. It was like a 1v1v1 game. So you can see it here. I don't have to go ahead and check it out. But you can play this with your friends, and it's like you're like four people that join into this like maze section, and then yeah, you have to basically like find each other, kill each other, and it's pretty funny. You can go ahead and check it out. So these are all like small gimmicky games that you can go ahead and try out. I encourage you to check out these apps, get some inspiration. But yeah, those were kind of the winners of the Vibe Jam that we hosted. There were so many to pick from, to be honest. There were so many cool apps. A bunch of people were just like shilling it all over Twitter. It was really cool to see how excited people got. But yeah, those were kind of like the apps that yeah, took home those prizes at the end of the day.
I mean, the sites themselves looked very impressive for what you could do just by prompting. Like I
Yeah.
would have imagined that this kind of stuff would be possible through just like interacting with an AI bot, which is great. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
fun to see
It
those.
is. Yeah, it is fun to see. I think one thing that is probably also important to also note. I mean, even prompting, right? Like everybody says, it's super simple, and it is, right? But like the more you do it, the better you get at it, right? Like everybody's used ChatGPT. Like the better the prompt is, the better the result will be. And I think like prompting is some sort of like a not some sort of, it is a skill as well, right? So yeah, those guys definitely have that figured out. But as I mentioned, I'm always happy to connect you guys to all of these people that have like the tips and tricks. And yeah, as I said, yeah, always happy to connect.
Yeah, that's super cool. Thank you for the presentation. It was very nice to having you here. And
Yeah,
yeah, for all of the audience, feel free to contact Robi. He is inviting you for like just chatting, or if you even are looking for a job. I mean, it's very inviting from what you said. Oh, I see we got like one question here. All right, there's okay. Some of ours we have Miguel from joining us from Aachen. Actually, he was at one of our meetings.
okay, cool.
He's,
Yeah,
yeah.
as I mentioned, one thing that is always probably interesting for like new builders, if you go on Super Team Earn and you look at the different kind of bounties that we have, those are usually like beginner friendly, and it's pretty cool. Like it gives you some sort of inspiration of what you want to build or what you can build, or like in what categories you can build, and yeah, it always rewards you for it, right? So I just encourage you to check out the Super Team Earn page, see what what bounties are kind of going on, and yeah. I think they're all kind of friendly, but there's no. I wouldn't necessarily even say there's like a specific field. Like, literally, you just have to go ahead and try it, right? Like with everything, like don't overthink it. Just go ahead and do it, and you'll make a bunch of mistakes. You will not have any idea what the fuck is happening, but that's like the point, right? At some point, you will go ahead and figure it out. And it's the same thing with dev.fun. Just go ahead and experience it. I think you will realize pretty quickly that it is a lot easier than you might have even thought. But as I said, just go ahead, try it out. And if there is some sort of like areas that you're kind of looking for, like visit Super Team Earn, like our bounty pages. And yeah, you'll get some inspirations there.
Yeah, and I mean, dev.fun is perfectly for people like you, Miguel. As you mentioned, if you don't have like much experience, that's like a thing to just get in the water, like start off, try to break things. So yeah, just go ahead and try that. It's a nice tool.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, there's a question what your handle is. I will display it here for the audience so you can see. It's at RXBIXYZ.
Yeah, cool.
All right. There aren't any other questions, but also for the viewers who are here for like developer tips and in general would like to join our hackathon but don't know how to like get started, you can always also text me on Twitter or on Telegram itself. My name there is @MikePavel, and I will be happy to help you with all developer relations relating stuff. Like if it's just like getting started on Solana, what you should do there. If you like some help or are looking for developers to help you during your hackathon, you can also reach out to me. I will be here for you until the end of the hackathon, basically. And maybe we'll see each other also in Berlin for the build station next month, which will be very nice to see. And yeah, Robi, will you maybe be there next month for the developer, for the bootcamp or build station?
Yeah, I might be around.
All right. Well then, guys, if you are from Berlin or if you would be joining us, then we will see you there. And also, again, thanks for participating. Thanks for having you, Robi.
Yeah, awesome. Cool.
And
Yeah, as I said, it was really nice for you guys to have me. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to me yap about dev.fun. Yeah, always happy to answer any questions. As I mentioned, just go ahead and shoot me a DM on X. I have the same handle on Telegram, so if that's easier for you, go ahead and shoot me a DM there. And yeah, happy to talk to all of you guys. Happy to see you guys in the community soon, and looking forward to seeing your submissions for all of the different vibe jams we kind of are going to go ahead and host. But yeah, as I mentioned, awesome to be here. Yeah, thank you guys for taking the time. And yeah, looking forward.
Amazing. Yeah, thank you very much. And I guess we'll see you in the next Developers Guild in 2 weeks. See you guys.
All right. Yeah. How are you going, guys?